Okay, hello. Welcome everyone to this very quick Scrivener for Windows webinar. I don't want to keep you for longer than is necessary, and I want to put some real value in your hands during this few minutes that we have together. So I'm not going to ramble on too much. I really want to just very much get into showing you how incredibly useful this Scrivener software really is, and how it can fit into your writing workflow and your publishing workflow, and just increase your productivity in an incredible way. So here we are in Scrivener for Windows. When I created the original Scrivener Unleashed training program, I was using Scrivener 2 for Mac. A lot of my work is done on my Mac, but I found afterwards that many of the questions that I was getting from users were concerning the Windows version. And although that original training really did cover both the Mac and the Windows versions as best as I could, I did discover that there were some differences that I hadn't previously been aware of. So I went over to Literature and Latte, purchased a copy of the Windows version of Scrivener, and fired that thing up on my PC laptop. And decided afterwards that this Scrivener version of Scrivener, this Scrivener version for Windows, really did deserve its own training. It deserved a full-fledged training portal for Windows users to discover just how great this software is. And let me assure you, although the Mac version of the software is older and more mature, the Scrivener for Windows version is really top notch as well, and you're going to find some great stuff in here. What I want to do in this webinar is just show you just one workflow. I'm going to pull a book in to my Scrivener project. I've got a Microsoft Word file here that's previously been written. I'm going to import that into a blank Scrivener project. I'm going to split it. Okay, so I'm going to format it, I'm going to split it, I'm going to compile it, ready for upload for publication as a Kindle book. Okay, this is a detective story, a mystery story for boys, really, that kind of comes from a bit of a retro perspective. I'm doing a series at the moment called Boy Detective. So let's jump into Scrivener and get moving. So here we are. I'm going to start a new project. Okay, I just want a blank template. There are a number of different templates that you can use within Scrivener depending on the nature of the project that you want to create. But certainly the simplest and easiest to work with straight out of the stalls is the blank. And so I'm going to call this the Memorial Tower Murder. I'll just save it to my desktop. And so let's create that. And then down here on my desktop, I've now got the Memorial Tower Murder, and it opens this blank document in Scrivener. Okay, so if you've used Scrivener at all, you'll be very familiar with this. If not, it may look a little bit unfamiliar, but don't be concerned. Certainly the full training takes you through from the very basics right through to advanced techniques for using Scrivener on your Windows computer. So, honestly, within half an hour, within 1 hour at most, you will be beginning to get to grips with Scrivener for Windows using the Scrivener Unleashed for Windows full training. So in this short demonstration, okay, it's going to open. It's going to have an untitled document there by default, so I want to drop that. I don't need that, so it's just dropped in the trash there. And I want to bring in my Word text. Okay, so I've got the text for the new book in Word. Okay, and there are a number of ways to do this. In fact, there are actually some more streamlined ways, believe it or not, than I'm even going to show you now, which we cover in the main training. So you can automatically pull a file into your Scrivener project, have Scrivener automatically split it where you have specified previously, and title each of those split documents. We won't do that just now. I'm going to show you basically the simplest solution is to drag that over and drop it in our draft folder. It really is as simple as that. Now the draft folder is where your main text for your book, these are the files that are going to end up being actually output for publication. So I've now got this here in my Scrivener project. Okay, it's pulled it in. It's retained the formatting that was in the original document. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that for now. You probably want to apply some formatting. In fact, let's just Control A, and I'll bring this up to 14 point. I like big text, particularly because I'm working on a children's book right now. But what I need to do, obviously everything is just in one long document, which is quite typical for Word and is quite cumbersome to get around. And I want to split this into chapters. I want to name those chapters, and they're going to become clickable links in my Kindle table of contents. Scrivener is going to take care of all that for me. Okay, so what I need to do, if I highlight where I want my document to be split, okay, and I press Control, Shift, and K, and then as you can see over here in the draft folder, I've now got a new document. So there's that one. There's the new document that's been split. If I come down now to my next break, Control Shift K, and then again down, Control Shift K, Control Shift K. And like I say, there is actually a very, very clever way to do this automatically. So all of this gets taken care of for you. And so, you avail yourself of the main training and you'll discover some neat tricks that really will just shorten your workflow considerably. So we'll just break these up. I mean, even this way of doing things is very, very easy. So we'll just correct that typo there and Control Shift K, and there we are. We've already got all of our chapters in place. Okay, these titles here that we have in the draft folder, they are going to become the titles of in the clickable table of contents. It's very, very easy. I'm going to bold my titles here, so I'll just go up through and bold the titles. If you're doing this in your books, you may want to make these a bit more fancy. You may want to do them in a different font. You may want to change up the size of them, etc. I'm quite happy with these as they are, just for this particular book. So I'm just going to bold these titles here. There are a number of ways that you can style your titles, again, automatically during what Scrivener calls the compile process. Okay. Again, some of these are more kind of ninja techniques that you'll find in the main training. I just want to give you a basic overview and let you see just how quickly you could get moving with this excellent software without having to have a degree in kind of geekology to do it. Okay, now what I'm going to do here, I want this to be just a kind of an introductory page. So I'm going to pull in an image. Okay, so let me pull in this image here. Okay, so I've pulled that in. If I double click on it, okay, or if I right click, sorry, and go edit image, I can change the size of it. I'm actually quite happy with the size of it at the moment. I sized it as I wanted when I actually did the original file. Okay, I'm going to drop a quick introduction in here. So let me just paste this in here, just a quick introduction. Okay, so I pulled an image in, and I've just dropped in some text. Okay, again, I can actually have Scrivener automatically match the formatting of the rest of my project if I want to when I paste something in there. In this case, it's already done that, but you can specify. So if you've got something, say you've got a document in Arial or Helvetica 15 point, and you copy and paste it into this document, presently Times New Roman 14 point, you can have Scrivener strip out all of the other formatting from the previous document you've copied from and paste it into your document as you would want it. So there are a number of, again, very great productivity tricks that you can do even when you're copying and pasting from other documents. So we've now got this little kind of introductory page here. Okay, so I'm just going to bold that, and I actually want to just remove that there. I just want that. I also want to pull some documents. Okay, so I've got a few pages in some previous Scrivener projects that I want to apply to this new project, and that's really easy too. So say for example you've maybe got author pages or some front matter that you use on all of your books or a series of books. You've got like links to other books in your book series, etc. Very easy to pull them across. You don't have to recreate them all the time. I've got a previous project here in my resources file here, so let me just go to extras. Here we go, and I will open this Scrivener project. Okay, so we've got a Scrivener project here that I want to pull something from, and so this is going to be my front page here, so I'm just going to drop that in there. So that's like just got my logo on and things like that, and then I've got link pages through to previous books in this series, the other two books in this series, so Boy Detective Volume 1 and then Boy Detective Volume 2. And as you can see, I can literally just click and hold on the file in the previous project and drag it and drop it across into my new project. It really is that simple, and it's going to pull in all the necessary images. It's going to pull in all of the text, etc., the name of it. So we've pulled those in. Okay, so I've got my front, I've got my kind of exciting introduction. We've pulled in all of our text. I'm quite happy with how that's all looking right now. Very, very happy with this. We've got all of our things in place. Actually, we are almost ready to publish this. So let me just pull in. I've got a JPEG file here that is 1563 by 2500 pixels, okay, which is the perfect size for a Kindle book. And I'm going to drag that over. I'm not going to drop it into the draft folder itself. I'm just going to drop it just outside of the draft folder. Okay, hang on, come on. Do what you're told. Let me just drag it over. And we've now added my cover for this book into the binder for my new book that I'm about to publish. You're going to use this when you compile the book. Okay, so everything now is in place and ready for me to compile for Kindle. So I just here this big button here is the compile button. If I click that, okay, it's going to ask me how I want this particular book compiled. Now if you click this big arrow here, it's going to give you more choices. Okay, so you want to just click that button and open this up. We want to compile this for Kindle. As you can see, we could compile for PDF, we could compile as a Word document, even a web page, HTML, EPUB, but we're going to do Kindle this time. One of the great things within Scrivener for Windows is the fact that you can take one file, so one project, and compile it for several different platforms from that one project. You don't have to create separate projects for each of your various platforms, which is one of the incredible things about this software that I think you will love. Okay, in my separators, I want to put a break, a page break, between each of these documents. So instead of having an empty line, I want to just choose, I want to break between each document within the draft. I want to put a page break. If I were using folders, I want to break. So I just generally change all of those to page break. That may change if you were using something like the novel template and you had folders with several scenes within the folders, etc. So the way you utilize the separators may change depending on the project and the complexity of the project that you're compiling. Again, all of that is covered in the main training, but you know, we needn't go too deep right now. I just want to show you very quick and easy workflow that I utilize a lot for many of my books. I have just a simple hierarchy, and I choose page break between each of the different separators. I can choose the cover. You saw me just drag the cover in, so I've chosen my cover. There we go. Formatting wise, it's just pulling directly the text that is just on the pages. If you wanted to pull titles from the names of these documents within your draft, you could do so here, okay, by choosing I want my title to show here, so it would pull these titles. I don't want to do that this time. I simply want to pull the text on the page. Sometimes if you're having trouble or you're confused by this, just pulling the text on the page is the simplest way to go about it. But once you become more familiar with how this works, there's some very powerful ways in which you can use it to automatically drop in your chapter titles, even subtitles, and images should you want to. There's a lot that you can do which is very powerful. Transformations, I don't need to do anything there. Replacements, I've got no footnotes. In the title and the author, it's going to automatically pull that from the name of your project, okay? But I generally come in here and just put type in the name of the project. So like I say, you don't necessarily need to, but I just pop this in here anyways because I've sometimes named my project differently than the titles that I want to appear at the top of the pages. Okay, so the Memorial Tower Murder. The author for this is J. Bright, one of my many names. Okay, so J. Bright. And I've already got Kindle Gen installed on my computer. So if this is your first time using Scrivener, you would install a free piece of software from Amazon. They've got the link directly to it. You would just load that on and then let Scrivener know where it could find it, and it utilizes that little plugin from Amazon to help it create your book just as you would want it. That's already in place for us, and then I can just simply click compile. It's going to ask me where I want to save it. I'm going to save it to my desktop. I'm going to call it Memorial Tower Murder and save. Okay, and then it just simply compiles it. It's generally very, very quick. Again, depending on the complexity and the size of your project, this may take a little bit longer, but it's already done it now. Okay, so I can click off this. We'll just close this down, and I want to open now, so I'm just going to go to my start screen, and I'm going to open my Kindle Previewer. Okay, so let's open the Kindle Previewer. Kindle Previewer is something that you can download again from the Amazon site. So if you just do a quick search for Kindle Previewer, and you'll find that it will take you to the page that you can download onto your PC. And then I'll go Open Book, and then let's find memorialtowermurder.mobi, and we'll open that. Okay, just going to take a very quick moment just while it reads the file and converts it in preparation. You can look at how it would look on a larger Kindle, okay, more like a Kindle tablet, the Kindle Fire HDX and the Kindle Fire HD. Okay, so here we are looking at it on a Kindle Fire HD. Okay, you can see how it's brought the graphics in. I can look at my table of contents, okay, and so this table of contents is clickable. If I click, it will take me to the respective page. Okay, we've got my cover in place here. Okay, so as you can see right at the front end of the book, we've got the cover, and I can just click through and look at my pages. There's where I pulled in the image and click through, and as you can see, we've got a perfect document right here in our Kindle Previewer, and we're ready to upload this now to Amazon. Okay, so let's close that down. And so I'm here already logged into my dashboard, and I just go Add New Title. And I'm not going to enroll this just now, okay, because I'm just doing this as a demo for you guys. Obviously I will post this webinar. I will craft this a little bit more carefully, but I'll just put in my book name. Okay, so let me call it the Memorial Tower Murder. Okay, I can put a subtitle in if I want. This book is part of a series, and it's called Boy Detective, and it's volume 3. Okay, no edition number. The publisher, I'm not putting a publisher in right now, but obviously if you've got a publisher name that you utilize, you can drop it in there. Okay, my description, so I'll drop that in there. Okay, so I've now got my description. I would do a longer description generally. Add contributors, so one of my titles. Okay, so that's the author. Save that. This is my own work. Okay, this is not public domain. I can add categories. Okay, so this is a fiction book, and it's juvenile fiction. And I'm going to just come down here, and I'm going to add it to, let's come down, mysteries and detective stories. Okay, so I'll save that. Now I would generally add another category, so we won't do that right now, but I would add one more category there. You can have 2. The age range, okay, so I would say that this is probably pretty good for kind of 8 through 12 years old, or 8 through 14. Okay, so again, these are optional, but because it's a kid's book, I'll give some ideas. You can put up to 7 keywords in here, and there are it's definitely worth dropping your keywords in. So if I put mystery, detective, boy detective, Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, or whatever, you could utilize this in whatever way you want to. I suggest that you use all 7 keywords. So again, I'll be coming back and crafting this a little bit more carefully after this event. Okay, so I'm ready to release my book now. I don't need to make it pre-order, and then I can browse for my book. So let's save changes, and then I'll browse for my book cover. I've got that here on the desktop in Retro Comics, and there's the file, so I'll open that, and that's going to upload that, and then I go for my book file, which we saved onto the desktop, and this is the file that's just been created by Scrivener. Just open that and it will upload it. Okay, and so we'll just wait a couple of minutes while it does that. Okay, just that quick. Okay, so the book file has been uploaded now, and I want to just take a quick look. Okay, so it's converting the book now to the Kindle format. Now this can take a couple of minutes while it does so. Okay, it's actually uploaded as a .mobi file, so you're never going to have trouble with the file looking right. Once you've the Scrivener just is really great for really quickly creating Kindle books that work straight out of the box. So let's just allow this to do its magic there. Okay, so the upload and the conversion was successful, and then we can preview our book right here in our browser. We can take a look. Again, here we have our clickable table of contents, something that's caused problems for more than one of us, I'm sure, but Scrivener really takes care of that for you. And then we can just quickly flick through the book. If you're publishing to Kindle, I strongly recommend that you quickly look through and just make sure things look the way that you want them. Okay, so if they don't look the way that you want them, you can simply come back. I mean, I'm very happy with how this is looking. Generally, I would look through the whole book just to make sure nothing has happened that I wasn't aware of. Do you mean sometimes things don't quite look the way that you want them to, and you can just go back to your book details here. Okay, now if you had a problem with your file, you could simply just go back into Scrivener, make the change, compile the book again, and then upload a new version. So you would just then browse for your book file again and upload a new version. Let me just check and see what so it's complaining about the word everything. I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. Please don't get mad at me if I'm not doing my grammar correctly, but you know, it's definitely worth looking at the spell check that comes up, because sometimes you will find things that you were unaware of in your manuscript, and again, you can just go back to your Scrivener project, make the changes very quickly, and upload a new version. So I'm happy with everything. Save and continue, and then that's going to take me here to my where I set up my pricing. So I'll just go down here. I'm just going to start this off at 99 cents. Okay, that's what I'm going to do initially. It will go up to the 70% royalty and $2.99 at the appropriate time, but we'll just do that for now. I don't presently have a print version of this book, although Scrivener will take care of that for me as well when the time comes, so I'm not going to enroll it just now. I will allow lending, and I will allow that, and then I would simply click save and publish, and then within 12 hours this book would be live in the Amazon store, ready for people to purchase. Now, how simple and how easy can that be? Now, just now I'm just going to save this as a draft, so it's there ready for me to craft those descriptions, etc., a little bit more detail. But as you can see, Scrivener has made creating the book, okay, and publishing the book an absolute dream. It makes it so easy. So I hope this has helped. I hope this has been useful to you. If you've got any questions at all, do feel free to just drop them in the comments, and I will get back to you as best I can and answer any questions that you may have. So yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch. Hope it's been helpful. Just a little window into just one of the workflows that I utilize day after day, using Scrivener to multiply my publishing empire. It sounds very grand, doesn't it? But yeah, like I say, thanks again for watching, and do check out the Scrivener Unleashed for Windows training, which I'm sure will just help you take your publishing to the next level.